Toastmasters. Let me first off by saying this is a great transition as part of my requirements from how to be physically fit into how to defeat stigma of gamers. To start off by saying that everyone has a stigma of gamers, right? I am a gamer myself. I've been gaming since, honestly, one of my first memories when I was 3, video game. I've been doing it for my entire life. I've had to fight negative stereotypes when gaming wasn't cool. I've had to fight them my entire life. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to actually defeat some of your stigmas, because I know everyone here has a stigma. You might just not know what it is yet. So, I want to go through a situation real quick for you. A lot of you here know that I was in the military. I joined when I was 17. I was in the airborne infantry. Leadership is a very common practice in the military. So, one of my leadership roles in the military, let's just start with a side project of mine. Around 45 to 60 men and a couple women. This project was organized unwilling, unmotivated, unpaid, young people, very diverse people. A lot of these people from all over the world, every single type of people, not even people who can't even speak English that well, right? So one of my tasks was to get these people together, off nights, usually 3 nights a week, for around 4 hours each. So we have 12 hours right there as a minimal time. Tack on another 12 hours for research, for preparation, things like that. You're looking at about a part-time job, 24 hours a week, okay? A lot of these kids, and I say kids, I mean kids, a lot of them are generally younger, in between 16 and 24, typical age, right? So again, my goal is to get these kids together, get them motivated, keep them prepared, and again, this is all for free. They're not getting paid. In fact, a lot of times they pay me to have this pleasure. So how do you do that? How do you do that? I'm not getting paid for that. I'm a volunteer. How do you motivate people like that? Well, what is surprising is I'm talking about a video game. I'm not talking about military career. So, I'm talking about World of Warcraft. Now, if anyone here doesn't know what World of Warcraft is, it's a massively multiplayer online RPG. 12 million people play it, which is a lot of people. Okay, yes. 12 million people play it. So, exactly. One of the stigmas of video games is that leadership cannot be obtained through video games, or certain skill sets cannot be obtained through video games, which I want to honestly say is one of the most false things I've heard about video games. So, let's start off with a couple of common myths about the gamers, and specifically games themselves. Not just the gamer, but the games they play, okay? One of the ones I hear a lot, asocial outcasts, which honestly there's a little truth behind that one. But gamers aren't intelligent, which honestly is not true. I like to mix some of my research, which I do have some research, saying that when you adjust for everything, take away all disparity, age, gender, family, race, everything like that, disability, on average, typically, gamers tend to be almost 2 times as likely to show signs of intelligence at a younger age. Now, is there correlation or correlation without causation? I'm not really sure about that one too much. Honestly, not a lot of research into video games. You'd think there'd be a little bit more, but there's not. Another myth we're going to talk about, gamers are kids. I've been hearing this one since I was a kid playing video games, and I'm glad here until I'm 9 years old playing video games. Yes, video games, there are some games for kids or specifically for kids, okay? But no, this is 100% not true. Okay, the average video gamer, okay, is 31 years old, and that number is going up actually. More people in between the ages of 25 and 45 are beginning to play nowadays, and they're 18 and under, which is pretty significant. That means more adults are getting into video games at a faster rate than young kids are. All gamers are nerdy guys. I love this one. I hated this one growing up because my wife, one of the things we first met on was playing video games, right, when we were 16. This is 100% not true. Nowadays, 48% of gamers are women. Okay? Now that includes mobile games, things like that. And when you adjust for people who call themselves gamers or hardcore gamers, which counts for 9 hours or more a week of video game playing, and I'm not talking about educational games, I'm talking about Call of Duty, things like that, then it's usually typically 9 to 1 male to female ratio. But when you typically just say everyone together, medium, 48%, right? One of the final ones I absolutely hate is that games are a waste of time and have no real benefit. So let's get away from the, let's stop looking at video games from a video game perspective that many people here probably see. A lot of people see entertainment value, which is very true. Video games have entertainment value, but they have other things as well. So I want to take you through a few things that I specifically researched that maybe no one here has ever heard of before. Let's start with number 1, video games and pain. So in 2011, again, I'm a military veteran, this is a little anecdotal, which is why I was a little timid to bring it up. But it was again, video game research is not that great right now. You would think it'd be a little bit better. But in 2011, Brooke Army Medical Center, so a Marine who was badly burned in Iraq. So what they were doing is they're trying out this snow fight game. They put him in a virtual reality set. say, okay, you're going to do this snowball fight in the middle of this game while we perform surgery on you. And he reported that 75% of the time, without the game, he thought of the pain. With the game, when he was playing the game, simple VR headset, throwing snowballs with a controller, of course, 25% of the time. Again, this is one subject. I'd like to see a lot more test research on this, but it's good results. Another one, fear. I have my own fear of bugs. I hate flying insects. They have a tactical advantage over you. They fly. Okay, that's scary to me. I'm not afraid to admit that. But games like Spider-War, which I play myself, put you on a VR headset, okay, starts off with a little small spider. And this is for people with real arachnophobia, not that, oh, okay, I won't want to squash a bug. People who are deathly afraid of it. Start off with a small little cute spider and eventually get bigger. Makes sense, right? Games like Dirty Bathroom or OCD, same thing. Start with a very clean bathroom with a little bit of dirt. Let them eventually get used to a messier bathroom. Things like VR are the middleman, or the introduction into the real world, that part. A lot of people don't think about this kind of stuff. Another one, Chess Fortune. My dad had this problem. Gambling. Okay? Helps you with gambling addicts. Social issues, I already talked about World of Warcraft. I'm going to skip that over a little bit. Okay, but video games as education is very important to me. A lot of points that I've already brought up, I'm just going to go over real quick. Highly social, improves critical thinking skills and reading comprehension. Generally relieves stress, which I can definitely tell you it does. Especially well suited for individual training. Can and will teach you new skill sets, whether you like it or not. Can it be used to gauge cognitive development? This is for my son who's autistic. A lot of good ways for video games to help with gauging your individual cognitive development. Last one is that there's substantial evidence that shows that video games for young children can promote student engagement, enhance the learning process and making it fun. So in the end, I want you to think of video games as not something that you just play for entertainment, but that entertainment is a secondary value to what it can actually provide. Things like helping my son with his autism, very important to me. So video games started off as an entertainment thing for me, but now mean a little bit more to me these days. Thank you very much.